On this episode of Hopeful Romantics, we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary. Welcome back to Hopeful Romantics. My name is DJ. I'm with my beautiful wife, Denise. How are you doing?
I am fantastic.
Awesome. She's excited already.
I am.
She brings the life to the show. So, we are celebrating 1 year of Hopeful Romantics. That's right. Thank you to you, our viewers. You've been watching. You've been rocking with us. I mean, we have shared episodes, shorts. I mean, we've been really sharing on social media, different clips and tips. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Can I just thank you for all your support, all your love. I'm excited. I'm sorry, I couldn't contain it.
Hey, you know what? You don't have to contain it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for just honestly for encouraging us. We took some time off to be with family during the holidays, and now we're back recording again. And we had so many people like, don't give up, don't stop the podcast, or when's the next episode? So thank you for encouraging us. And so over this time, we've really ran into some challenges recording. We've had a lot of good times recording.
Right.
I mean, we really have learned a lot during this time doing Hopeful Romantics. And we're going to be introducing some new things. We have some surprises we're going to tell you about another time. So check out our Instagram. I am DJ Bagwell. Denise is Denise with a C, Bagwell on Instagram. Follow us. That make sure that you know what's going on. Stay in tune with us because we got an awesome event coming up. You won't want to miss it.
Yes. Again, just going back to just being excited to celebrate just 1 year of recording episodes and just sharing our lives with you guys and you guys just supporting us. So thank you. We hear you guys, especially. Okay. Can I just pause a little bit and give love to all my African peeps? Because, I mean, we made it to Africa. So that's really, really awesome. So thank you guys for all your support. Thank you for sharing our episodes. Thank you for your feedback. It definitely keeps us going. So we're excited.
And shout out to the best videographer, cameraman, producer. James will put his handle for IG in the comments as well. But just an awesome first year. But what this episode really we want to talk about is 3 things that we've learned over the past year of shooting Hopeful Romantics, and honestly things that we've learned over being married. Because guess what? We know that when you're set your mind to do something, a project, really when you talk about making a difference, adversity is going to come, right? Adversity comes whether you want to start a new diet plan. Come on, somebody help me. Whether you want to make new resolutions, maybe you want a promotion at work, and adversity comes. Well, guess what?
Right.
Imagine trying to help create healthy marriages, healthy relationships. You could imagine that it can cause friction maybe in your marriage with recording times, trying to figure out what to do with our kids. But here's 3 things that we've learned that we believe that will bless you and your family, your relationship, your marriage as you learn from us.
Right.
So number 1 thing is this: perseverance. That's right. We learn the value of perseverance. So here's what that means. When it gets difficult in your relationship, do you keep going or do you give up? Denise, what helps you stay on track and not just leave me? Because I'm sure I make you want to leave me sometimes, but here you are now. You're still here.
No, I think perseverance is such a good just first point to start with, because sometimes we easily give up. I mean, just one thing happens and then we're ready to quit. I think for me personally is, why did you fall in love in the first place with the person? What attracted you? What is that thing that made you say, wow, this is the one that I want to spend my life with? And so for me, and obviously we grow, through the years, but just knowing that, oh my goodness, I love him. I know this is just challenges that comes, because challenges does come. Like you say, whatever we're doing, adversity is going to come, right? But just understand, what's the goal? Why are we doing this? And so I always think about, the first time when we met and the picnics you used to
Come on, somebody.
The picnics that we used to have together, just our dating time, from being in South Africa and him being here in America, that sparks joy. That makes me want to keep going. And then I think about the life we built.
Well, and you know what? Something that you and I always talk about, and advice I give young couples is you have to be realistic with yourself. Sometimes we
Right.
come in and we want our marriage in year one to be perfect. We want a year of recording, hopefully, this show,
Right.
Hopeful Romantics, to be perfect. And you're going to go through challenges, and just knowing that, hey, you're going to have challenges,
Right.
and your marriage, you're getting to know each other. Your relationship, you're getting to know each other. Even we've been married for almost 11 years now,
Yes.
and we're still learning each other.
Oh, yes.
We're still learning.
Oh, yes. I remember just the other day, it's like, I didn't know that about you. And, you would think that 11 years that you would know everything about me, but we are evolving. And so I just think that it's important to just keep going, keep going. Think about what you've built. Think about the person that you are becoming. Think about how blessed you are. Because sometimes we always think about what we don't have than what we actually do have. And that's where gratitude comes
Yeah,
in,
that's good.
just kind of pausing and just think about, man, I'm grateful for this person. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful that, my husband can still come home and have a smile on his face and just say, I love you. I'm grateful to still have my husband with me, because there's other people that's not as fortunate, to still have their husbands at year 11. So just pause and just be grateful. Keep going.
That's right, perseverance. So that's our number one tip, is perseverance. And on that same vein, our tip number 2 is accepting change. Guess what? In a relationship, in any endeavor you take on, change is the only thing that you can expect to be constant, right? Change is going to happen. When you're in a relationship, people change, right? You're not the same person I married when we first got married almost 11 years ago. I'm not the same person I was. We had 3 kids later. We're pastors now, different businesses. We run a nonprofit organization, Share Hope Global. Check it
Right.
out, sharehopeglobal.com, quick plug. But
Shameless plug.
right, hey, completely shameless. But
Right.
but the point is that we have to get used to accepting change
Right.
and navigating those changes.
Yes.
So what's one way that you think that you have navigated change over this past year of us recording this show, and really in our marriage overall?
I think, when we talk about adversity will come, accepting that, okay, adversity comes, but how do you fight through that? Navigating, like you said, navigating through that whole change. To me personally, I know, and that's why we love your feedback, because that keeps us going, knowing that, just us sitting up here, talking to you guys, our amazing James being with us, just putting all of this together, because it does take a lot, but hearing from you guys make us keep going. It keeps us going, knowing that we are touching lives.
Yeah.
I know that. And to navigate through that whole change, I know we became very busy through the year, not just with Hopeful Romantics, but other things that kept on our schedules. And just take it one day at a time.
Yeah, in fact, can I
Really?
tell you, I mean, that's what you can apply whether you've been married for 20 years, 15 years, 1 year, is that things are going to change. Whatever you get used to this year, it may change 10 years from now, whether it's their body. Your body's
Right.
change as you have kids, or you have married to someone else having kids, your body changes sometimes too. Personalities
That's
change,
true.
interests change, and so we have to learn to accept and roll with the changes. When we started shooting this show, that was one more thing on our plate, and so we
Right.
got busier. As we shot this show, more people came to us for relationship advice.
Right.
And so we started
Right.
counseling more people, mentoring more people.
Yes.
We had to add one more thing to our plate. And so we couldn't say, well, you used to do this all the time. Well, if we are choosing to do this, then we have to make sure that we navigate that change. Or maybe
Absolutely.
pull some other things back. Like this
Right.
past year, I love fantasy football. I gave up fantasy football because there were more important things that were on our plate. And so that's
Right.
one way that I navigated change.
Right. And I think it's important to be okay to let go of things, and, not to hold on and trying to push yourself and stretch yourself so many places. I want to go back to what you said about body changes, because that's real though, and especially when you have so much on your plate, things changes, your body changes 3 kids later. Be okay with that change, navigate through that change. I want to go back to gratitude again. Just be grateful. Pause again. Be grateful for the changes. Why are the changes happening? What's good about the changes? Sometimes not all changes are bad. I think that there's a bad thinking that when things changes, it's always bad. No, it's not.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes change is for the good, and we have to just sit and think like, okay, what is good about it? And that for me brings me joy. It makes me keep going.
Yeah. And really, I would say this final piece is making room for change, right? Making room for it, so not resisting it, not like, okay, I'm just going to get through it, but okay, life is going to change.
Right.
How do we accommodate this change? What can we do? What can we retool? What can we schedule? Let's make room for change.
Can I also just get back on that too? Communication is key.
Yeah, that's true.
When change happens, you have to communicate. I mean, we have mentioned so many times that throughout dating relationship, we communicated, we talked and we talked and we talked, and we keep that going. Because if I'm going through change and I don't talk to him, he's gonna wonder, why do I have a bad attitude? Why am I doing this? Why is this happening? If I don't communicate with him, he's not going to know. If he doesn't communicate with me on all the stuff that's on his plate, I'm going to think like, man, this is ridiculous. What's going on, So
you make a good
communication
point, Denise,
is key.
Because most likely, both of you aren't changing at the same time.
Right.
Typically, one person's like, hey, I'm okay with how it is. The other person's like, no, I need more or I need less. And so communication truly is key, because you're not going to live identical lives. Sometimes you'll both be going through change together, but even the way you adapt to the change or the things that are changing on your plate, for example, maybe my work responsibilities change more this season, and then Denise's responsibilities with the kids change more.
Right.
So there's different needs even within the change that we're going through at the same time.
Exactly. And then we'll know how to help each other.
Yeah.
Instead of resenting each other through that change. Because if we communicated, I know now, okay, things have changed at work. This is what's happening now. Now I know how to help him, and he would know how to help me navigating through my change.
No. So here's our final key that we've learned, final thing that we've learned over our 1 year of shooting Hopeful Romances. Are you guys ready? Number 3 is this. Dates are a must. They're non-negotiable. Yes. We want to give you that advice right now. If you are not going on dates with your significant other and you want to make it work, you're in trouble. What we've learned, and we said we've been busy. We are pastors. We are business owners. Yes. We are nonprofit runners. We're parents. We're husbands. We're people's mentors. We're mentees. And all that, if we don't find time to connect and break away from the normality of life, we're going to be in trouble.
Right. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you go out on these expensive dates. So one thing that we do that we'll share with you guys is that we try to do coffee. Wake up earlier than the kids. That's for me as a date, because I have time with my husband, or go out for coffee together and just sit and talk with each other. But make sure you make that time. It is important to check in with each other. Don't assume. It's because we assume so much that we start making, I was like saying, building castles in the air, things that's not there, things that's not real, because you don't check in with it. So dates are a must.
And for the fellas, I know my wife just said, hey, you can have coffee at home, but fellas, don't make that your date every time, okay?
No.
Take your lady out. Okay, go out somewhere. You can't be like, well, girl, hey, I was watching this podcast, and they said we can do coffee every time. No, take them out, even if it's nothing expensive. Right. If you go to a hamburger spot or whatever, or get pizza together, one slice, share it, some spaghetti, share it, like, what is it, a Lady in the Tramp, whatever you got to do. But the point is, go out. Do something active together, whatever you like to do, because you have to take that time to break away and connect in the busyness of life. Right. We've learned that as we've shot this show. We've learned that over the years of marriage, is that with both people working, with life, kids, whatever it is, you have to spend quality time together.
Absolutely. And that's when that communication key comes in. That's the time to talk, because when you go on with your life, you're living past each other, things are happening. When are you checking in with each other? When are you talking like, hey, where you at? What's going on? That's what the dates are for. So dates are a must, because that helps you check in with your partner.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Those are our 3 tips that we've learned over the past year of shooting this show. Again, we want to say thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for supporting us. We have many more things coming up. We want to remind you, follow us on Instagram. I am DJ Bagwell. That's where I'm at. So I'm at I am DJ Bagwell. Denise is Denise with a C instead of an S, Bagwell, in case you forgot.
Yes.
You can go to sharehopeglobal.com.
Right.
That's the nonprofit umbrella that all this is under. So we write books, we do teaching, we do ministry, we do the podcast.
Right.
All those things are right there. If you want to make a donation to help keep this show going,
Yes.
you can do that right there. We're a 501c3,
Right.
organization. So
yeah, it was fantastic. I love being back. Man, I miss this. I'm so excited that we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary. Congratulations, DJ. I had to say that, because this was a big step for us to just step out and do this. I know we've been talking about it, like, listen, we have to do this. Let's go ahead and do it. And just stepping out and doing it.
Yeah.
Has
So we
been
want to
amazing.
encourage you, honestly. If you and your significant other have dreams, if you have things you want to do, maybe it's not a podcast, but maybe it's start a business. Maybe it's buy a piece of real estate. Maybe it's starting a new workout plan together. Go out there. It's not always easy. You have to adapt to change. You have to be committed and persevere. And you have to make time for each other. And if you could do that, you will win. That's a promise.
Right. And don't give up.
Yeah.
Especially not in each other.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So with that being said, we love you. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Make sure you share this. Share it with your friends on social media. We love you. We'll see you next time.